Hello friends, family, YouTubers, let me get that to stop shaking. This is your boy AMJ coming to you from the Hacienda. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been subscribing to my channel. It keeps growing, amazing. Keep doing these videos, thank you. Hit the thumbs up if you like the content that you're viewing. It lets the internet know that this guy isn't full of shit. If you're watching me on Instagram, hey, thank you for following me. Leave the comments on YouTube and Instagram. I love them. Thank you for the DMs. And some of the DMs, I don't love them all, but some of them are very positive. And thank you for the questions. And I want to just talk a little bit about this weekend. Today here is January 28th, 2020. My lovely Rebecca, if you follow her at RVNFIT, RVNFit, her YouTube channel is blowing up and her Instagram is way bigger than mine and her YouTube channel is way bigger than mine. But hey, she's better looking. My Rebecca, she had a birthday party. She celebrated her birthday on the 27th. And the day before that was Sunday, January 26th, which was a tough day for, and continues to be tough. Kobe Bryant and his daughter and several others were killed in a horrific helicopter accident. And, I think it's causing us to all reflect and look at our lives and how we're living our lives and the things that we're doing. For me personally, the day before the accident, that Saturday night, we had a birthday party for Rebecca, and we were surrounded by amazing friends, loved ones. We got to have a beautiful cake. We had a bowling party. We played, we gamed, and we were just living our lives just like everybody else is. And we often, I think, get caught up thinking that, people like, Kobe Bryant, athletes, celebrities, stars, wealthy people, that they have all the opportunity and all the ability, and it sort of feels like sometimes like they're almost indestructible, like they're gods. And the Kobe situation, for everybody, I think, has just had a lot of sadness, but a lot of fuck, man, life is fragile, and it can be taken away from anybody. And life, I wrote the other day, life does not care who you are. It'll just snatch you up, on its own terms, right? It doesn't matter where you're going. Doesn't matter you're going to a charity event. Doesn't matter if you're going to go do good or go do harm. When it is your time to go, it is your time to go, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about going big. And I want to quote Jimi Hendrix on this, because if this popped up the other day and it's kind of been on my mind, I'm going to read it. And it says, Jimi Hendrix, it's off the Axis Bold as Love album. He says, "I'm the only one that's got to die when it's time for me to die. So let me live my life the way I want to." I think that we often get caught up and we box ourselves in and we transform. I know I have done things in order to fit into other people's boxes, or try to fit in to what other people expect us to be, do things that are expected of us, play roles just because that's the roles that are expected of us. And I find like as I've gotten older, thank God I've gotten sick of that shit, because what I've learned, in 10, 15 years, and I think in some of my other videos I've talked about this, when I moved out to Hollywood, I came out here and a lot of people told me who they wanted me to be or who I was going to play or this type of character and that kind of shit. And I listened. And when I left home, Miami, Florida, I was a cool everybody. I mean, I had friends. I had people that, in my life that were from all walks of life. I could hang out with anybody. Thank God, to this day, I get to still hang out with everybody. But I had all kinds of friends and people that looked up to me and people that encouraged me and people that supported me, people that believed in me. People thought that I was going to come out to LA and I was just going to kick it on its ass. And you know what happened? I got to LA and I started listening to the wrong people. And I started not trusting myself, not listening to myself, not listening to my intuition, not doing what I do best. I was trying to be something for somebody else because that's what they thought I should be. And you know what? I've had some successes in that aspect of my career, but really, I think I could have gone a lot further. And had I not, even if I just done things my way, I think I would have gotten to wherever I am in my life a lot happier because I'm doing it on my freaking terms. Now, over the last 5, 6, 7 years, I've started to redefine myself ever since, devastating shit happens, but, a good, a tough breakup, a tough divorce, and, just being in the dark, not having a home, living, thank God my friend Eric had a spare room that he rented out to me, no job, lost my job. Things weren't looking great. I was worried about what was going to happen with my son. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I wasn't really working. Acting was certainly not paying the bills. And the universe put me in this situation. Certainly I'm responsible for all my actions, but there's the inevitable things that are way beyond my control. And I found myself having a lot of time to think about who I was, where I wanted to be, and that I had my entire life, hopefully, ahead of me to make those changes. And I needed to start making big changes, not tomorrow, not next week. I needed to start making big changes right away. I needed to start making big choices right away. I needed to start taking big action right away. And I needed to let go of the fucking fear. The fear of being judged, the fear of what other people think of me, the fear of failure, the fear of not being successful, the fear of whatever that would hold me back. And if you look at the word brave is taking action even though you're afraid of doing something. You cannot be brave if you're not afraid. And I was being a pussy for a really long time. No offense, yes, pussies, it's not a great word. Yes, I like that Betty White quote. She said, why are they always saying pussies? They should call them balls. Those things are sensitive. Pussies could take a real beating. Anyway, neither here nor there, but God bless Betty White. I think she just turned 100 the other day. Talk about living your life on your terms. That woman has done it all. She has survived it all, rolled with it, grown. She's, just an amazing career, and just like you see her and she got a smile on her face, man. She is dying to wake up in the morning and crack a fucking joke on somebody and make people laugh and do her thing. People, we are not guaranteed 5 minutes from this moment. Wherever you're viewing this video right now, I don't know, a fucking rock can roll down the side of the mountain into your living room and wipe me out while I'm making this video. We're not guaranteed anything. And living our lives in fear, and living our lives conforming, and living our lives doing shit that other people expect us to do of us will make us miserable. I've been, the last 3, 4, 5 years have just been one liberation after the next, like more comfortable with myself than I've ever been. You know what? I am fucking way more talented than I ever gave myself credit for. I am way smarter than I ever gave myself credit for. I let other people, stupid people, ignorant people, people that don't know any better, people that are making money off of my successes, people that I think were in positions of power, I gave them that power psychologically. That power doesn't exist. It never existed. You give the power and you take the power away. God only works with what the faith you put into him, the universe, whatever it is you believe in. You put it out there, it responds. The same shit with people. If you come at people thinking that they're better than you, they're gonna be better than you. And I'm not saying you need to go in there thinking that you're better than anybody else, because we're all on the same page, but we need to give ourselves room to realize that we are equals. I don't care if you're in the room with the president of the United States, Trump, nobody's better than you. Warren, nobody's better than you. Kobe Bryant, I don't think he ever got on the court and thought to himself, shit, I don't know, Allen Iverson's gonna fucking wreck me tonight, or LeBron's gonna kick my ass, or Shaq. That kid went out on the court and played ferociously. You have to be ferocious in your life. You have to take crazy action, and in your mind, start programming your mind to do better, to be better, because I guarantee all of us, 100%, everybody on this planet, mentally, we can always be improving our game, doing better, improving our business. My business, my real estate business really was an accident. I moved out here, and the first thing I was gonna do is get my real estate license because I love that business, and I was doing it back home in Miami, Florida. And I got a job on a movie in the middle of the class. You couldn't do the class online then. You had to show up, and I left to go do a movie. I'm gonna be a movie star and be an investor. 8, 9 years later, I'm still bouncing around from job to job, and a friend of mine, one of my dear friends, Eddie, was selling his place, and he was having an issue with his agent, and he was trying to work something out into his contract because they needed a little bit more time to move into the new place because it was a new build. And it was something stupid like ask if you can get like a lease back or something, where you can sell the house but then rent it back from the owners. Something ridiculous. And he looked at me and he said, "Can you do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can absolutely do that." And he picked up the phone, he called the agent, and of course the agent was like, "Oh yeah, we can do that." And my buddy was like, "Why didn't you suggest that? You understood that we were in this situation." My buddy calls me up after he sold and moved and all that, and he said, "You know what?" He goes, you really got us out of a bind with a simple, stupid suggestion." And he goes, "That agent made $70,000 because he double-ended the transaction. Why are you not doing this?" And it hit me over the head, like, dude, why am I not doing this? I'm good at this. And it put me in a position to realize, you know what? I was starting this and I let it go. It's time for me to go back. And my practice has just been growing. I cannot tell you how many adventures I've gone on through this business, not just as a realtor, because I love doing that, but just also as a business person, because as that business has expanded, I've started bringing other partnerships in. I'm working on other types of deals and opportunities. I love who I am, and I love the fear of not knowing. And I love more than anything is knowing that the fear does not exist. I still get afraid. I still get cold feet. But at some point, I might cower a little bit, just might tuck a little bit, but I know that fucking right cross has got to come at some point and knock that shit out, because it's either them or me. And I'd much rather it be them. And the things that we're afraid of, the stupid shit, the asking the questions, the doing the work, the investigative, the taking the risk, the saying, yeah, I can do that, and then going and figuring it out. People pass on so many opportunities just because they feel that they're not capable of figuring it out. If God is giving you a freaking opportunity of the chance of a lifetime, I don't care. You say yes. The universe is presenting you that opportunity because it believes that you are capable of fucking crushing it and killing it and closing the deal and doing the work and doing whatever it is that you got to do. Yet so many sit back and go, "Oh, God doesn't care about me. God doesn't think about me. Woe's me, woe's me." And it's bullshit. God is sitting there saying, "Man, I've thrown you so many freaking bones and so many freaking opportunities. You don't believe in yourself." And that's why most of us feel like we're stuck and we're not progressing in our lives. If you want to be great, you got to do great things. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, athletes, they're easy examples just because, they come to our homes and our TVs and they do these great things and we hear about them and what they did in water coolers and the jerseys, and the kids all want to be that. Awesome. The only reason we remember these guys is because they took the big shot. Kobe Bryant, early in his career, freaking ball hog, whatever. The guy scored more points than anybody else. Period. Up until the other day. Period. You gotta take the shot. Yeah, you may miss, and people might bitch and complain he's taking too many shots, but you start putting up the points and you start having 60-point games, 80-point games. You start breaking records and they start putting rings on your fingers. People will forgive you and forget that shit. Period. Be the hero in your freaking life. Be the center of your life. Andy's life, I am the hero. Rebecca, she is my girl. My son is my son. They're characters in my life. I'm the hero. Make big decisions. I got to cut this video off. I love you guys. be good to each other, take big chances.